Hi, guys. How are you today? We got a couple lawsuits that we want to talk about that we've been following. We're going to talk about Prince Andrew getting stripped of some of his titles. We're going to talk about Nicki Minaj getting having the lawsuit dropped against her, but still going against her husband, Kenneth Petty. And then we're going to talk about Alec Baldwin. These lawsuits are crazy. Alec Baldwin, who accidentally shot the director of oh God, Helen Hutchins is her name. The one he accidentally shot on the set, refusing to turn over his cell phone to the cops. It doesn't make sense because it was an accident, right? I mean, that's what you told us. Anyway, let me go ahead, play my intro, allow more people into the room, and then we'll get right into it. Hi, guys. How are you? Okay, guys, let's get into these strange lawsuits that don't make any sense to me. None of them make any sense. Let's start with Nicki Minaj. Okay, so remember Nicki Minaj is getting sued by Jennifer Hugh for harassment. And she's saying that they are harassing her. They tried to pay her off to stop talking about this old case that happened in 1994. Her husband, Kenneth Petty, Nicki Minaj's husband, alleged. Well, I could. It's not alleged. He was found guilty of R-ing this Jennifer Hugh. They were both 16 years old at the time. And so he served time for it. He pled guilty for it. This was a long time ago, 1994. That was a long time ago. He was supposed to register as a sex offender. Fast forward, he marries Nicki Minaj, and Nicki Minaj is the number one rapper in the world. I think she is. I mean, her and Cardi, take your pick. Fast forward, he forgot. I don't know if you forget. He didn't register as a S offender, and according to Jennifer Hugh, Nicki Minaj and Kenneth started harassing her. They wanted her to quit talking about the lawsuit, quit talking about what happened. According to Jennifer, Nicki offered her between $500,000 and $20,000, things like this, and she went all over. The first time I ever seen Jennifer Hughes, she was on Nosy Ho's channel. My friend Nosy, she was on her channel. She ended up going on the Real, and she was crying. She was really upset about it. Now all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they take Nicki's name off the lawsuit. So this is what's really weird to me because she was really upset about it. She said that Nicki was a part of the blood gang and she sent some of the gang members over to harass her, and she was really upset, and it just was a mess, and it seemed real because who's going to make this up? But all of a sudden, out of nowhere, she drops Nicki's name from the lawsuit without an explanation. They just dropped Nicki's name from the lawsuit. It's not a good, I mean, it makes me question. I don't know. Why would you drop her name from the lawsuit? Anyway, so Nicki's people came out, and I thought I was going to hear something like, oh, we're glad this over or something like that, but they were kind of like bold about it. They said, as I told you during one virtual meeting, they're talking to Jennifer Hugh, Nicki would never pay a dime to your client. I was correct. You ultimately were forced to surrender without you or your client receiving a penny. Like, that's almost like talking trash. And not only that, they said that Nicki paid over $300,000 for her defense in the case, and they plan on recuperating the fees. So they plan on suing Jennifer Hugh. I'm confused. None of this makes sense to me. Jennifer, are you lying? Did you get in over your head? And now And then if you wanted to drop the case, why are you just dropping it against Nicki and not Kenneth? None of it makes sense. Now the rumors are that they paid off Jennifer, but if they paid her off, why is Nicki's attorney so confident in talking trash? Wouldn't you just kind of be low key about it? The whole thing is quite confusing, and the attorney's coming across like pissed, as you would be if you're innocent. But why not drop Kenneth's thing too? I'm confused. The whole thing is confusing. Love your channel. Appreciate you, Perry, and great panel guest. Thank you, who said it, Kate. This case is, we got to talk about it. Now, I do realize that Nicki Minaj is the #1 rapper in the world, and that when you talk about her, her barbs flood your comment section. I don't care. I want to have an honest conversation about this lawsuit. It doesn't make sense. Somebody's guilty here. The whole lawsuit doesn't make sense. Why let Nicki off the hook, but not Kenneth? Why is Nicki's attorney so confident? And then they're countersuing. So that must mean that they believed in Nicki from the beginning. Is the rumors true? Do we think that she paid her off? Because Nicki was getting heat for this case. You know, it's not a good look for sponsors. It's not a good look. Remember, to say your husband is charged of hiring somebody. The whole thing is crazy. But it looks like today, Nicki got a big, huge break because she got dropped from the case, but not Kenneth. Maybe you don't have enough to prove that Nicki did it, and you got evidence that Kenneth does. Did you get paid off? We got to talk about it. Let's move on to another baffling case. Let's talk about Alec Baldwin. This is crazy. It's really crazy. Remember on the movie set of Rust, he accidentally, I think it was an accident at first, until you look at his behavior, accidentally shot Helena Hutchins. And we all saw how distraught you look. Not just Helena, he shot another person. What's his name? Joel. Another person that survived. What is his name? Joel Salza is his name. He was taken to the hospital at the time. Helena did not survive her injuries, and Joel did. Okay, so he really looked distraught. You know, everybody blamed the head armorer, Hannah Gutierrez, who was only 23 at the time. But back in November, the police asked Alec to hand over his phone. They wanted to go through his phone records, text messages, phone calls, things like that. He has not handed over the phone. They still haven't gotten it. What? First of all, you could pull those records. I'm sure they could. But why isn't Alec handing over the phone? It doesn't make sense. He says that they need to negotiate a deal with his attorneys. What? Huh? Why are we negotiating a deal for this phone? It's not making sense. After that, we got Helena Gutierrez Reed, the 23-year-old that was the head armorer, who it was her job to make sure that there were no rounds in that gun. She's suing the ammunition supplier now, the people that made the bullets, saying that they create dangerous conditions on movie sets. I don't understand any of it. What? Everyone know bullets harm. That's not what we're questioning. We know bullets kill. We're questioning how come there were bullets in that gun? How come you didn't do your job? The whole thing is quite bizarre. And Alec is acting very bizarre. Okay, that day that it happened, he was very distraught. I would be too. He didn't come out of the house for a while. He said he wasn't going to make movies anymore. I understand all of that. Hand over the phone. You need to negotiate a deal with your attorneys. Is there more to this that we don't know? Did you put bullets in the gun, Alec? And now you're trying to cover your butt? It just doesn't make sense. But as of now, they still have not turned over the gun, the cell phone that they've asked for way before the holidays. It doesn't make sense. What? Huh? Let's move on to Prince Andrew. Okay, so do you guys remember I was saying that the rumors were going around that Prince Charles was trying to talk to the Queen and saying that if he's found guilty of these things, he need to be stripped of his title and exiled. And everyone in the chat that was from England was saying she's never going to do that. Prince Andrew is her favorite, and he can do no wrong. And I thought, well, I could see that happening, especially if it's your favorite. Well, I'm shocked. They just made an announcement today. It says here that Prince Andrew will be stripped of any military titles and cherries from Buckingham Palace because of this sexual assault case. He is no longer allowed to use the style, His Royal Highness. I don't even know what that means, but I assume it's a big deal. And that the Queen supports it. That there was a family discussion. She debated for a while. After yesterday, when they said that the trial could go forward, she agreed to these things. And not only that, the rumors is that his brother, Prince Charles, feels that he's guilty and he's not going to win this case. This is interesting. It's gotta be looking bad for the Queen to go ahead and agree to start stripping him of things. Now, he already stepped back from his royal duties, and they said that it's going to remain that way and he's never going to return to his duties. I'm not British. I hope someone from England calls in. I don't know what that means, your British duties. Maybe it's like charities or work, things that you're responsible for. But I'm shocked that the Queen is cracking and that behind the scenes, they're thinking that he's going to be found guilty. This is huge. This is huge, you guys. And not only that the judge ruled that the case could move forward. Prince Andrew, Prince, is going to trial. This is shocking. I mean, that's like Prince Charles going to court. What? It's really shocking. And they believe that he's guilty. Now, me personally, I think he's guilty too. But we're going to see what happens in this case. This case is going to be huge. Just huge. Let me bring up Diva and see what she has to say about all this. Hey, Diva.
Hey.
Are you shocked that the Queen cracked?
I'm really shocked.
I'm shocked.
I didn't think she was going to leave him hanging out to dry.
Yeah.
I did not picture this whatsoever, but I think if your own brother even thinks you guilty, it's problematic. And I think they know the odds are against him, but I also think they know about his prior and past behavior. So
what do you mean?
That I think they know that this is not far-fetched. Like he probably done some stuff like this before that he got away with. I'm just saying allegedly that maybe they know their own family member, right? So they're like, probably this time you done went too far and we can't save you. And you're not going to drag our name down in the mud. So we're stripping you from everything and now you're on your own. I really think that's what's going on with them right now. Because for her, I do believe that, yeah, he was the favorite. But at this point too, they're probably talking to her like, you know, we can't drag the palace down and our name down like this. We got to let him go. It's going to be what it is.
Yeah. It's absolutely shocking. I don't know if you remember when we do stories on this, everyone's saying this is probably not going to even go to court. They're going to, he's a royal. This is going to be, and it's not. He's going to court.
He's going to court. But this is going to be a little historic because normally they do get away with a whole bunch of stuff. But now this time, they're not letting him get away with it. He's done. He's toast. Hey, Perry.
Hey,
you really think he's toast? Perry, are you shocked that the Queen is stripping him of titles and duties and distancing herself?
But I think it's something for publicity, right? And they're saying this. You know how you might say the right thing, but just my opinion, I don't think it's going to reach court. Okay.
They already got permission to go to.
Well, they got permission. He can always make a settlement too.
Why would
I think the person's going to take the settlement.
Why would she take the settlement when this happened years ago? And Elaine Maxwell got proven guilty, I don't see her taking a settlement.
Anytime you go to court, you can win and you can lose. And if this happened years and years ago, I think she done moved on with her life, and now can use the finances
with
for
her
the
life,
settlement.
then why sue him?
Well, I mean, because you sue him. I mean, because like I guess like at this point, she sue him because she wasn't getting nothing in return. A settlement, she would get something back. I don't think it's gonna go to court. I think the Royal Palace and stuff, they said what they had to say and act like they took
it seriously.
Yeah, we take it seriously, right? And I think once he settled out of court, it's his way. Because he went, if you settle out of court, you wasn't found guilty, right? And then that's his way to try to swing back in.
You got a whole little soliloquy going here. Hold on, let me read this. The crown always comes first. They are going to protect the monarchy first and the queen's legacy.
Yeah.
You're saying, Carrie, that this is for show?
Well, okay, look, yeah. It's like politics. People tell you what you want to hear. They can't get stuck into his drama. Okay.
Okay.
Well, this is what we're doing. We're taking action. We're gonna get rid of him. And we always knew he was probably the favorite.
Her favorite, right?
Now, Prince Edward probably saying, "Hey, let him go so I can be the favorite." I don't know, but I'm only saying this, that I think
that's so ridiculous, Perry.
No. They say what they got to say, right? Like our hands are off, right? And we're not going to support none of his legal fees, none of this stuff. You don't really know where he getting his damn money from, because I don't think he had a job at KFC or nowhere else. So I think his job was the Royal Palace, right? So how in the hell he going to defend? People can say, well, he got all this money. Maybe he do. I don't know. But I think they have to say what they got to say that show they held him accountable. But if he's not found guilty, they can bring him back in. You know how like you give it 6 months to die down, a year? They can bring his ass back in, right? But if he go to court and be found guilty, it's going to be harder for them to do it a year, 2 years from now.
So let's bring up Amuse after we talk about the other stories, because we need to find out what the Brits got going on over there.
That's what I think. I'm telling you, I mean, that's what's going on.
Let's talk about Alec Baldwin. Turn over the phone. What's up?
Well, Stevie, you want to go first?
You know what? He's making this worse. The interview was the first part that gave him a strike, right? He never should have did that one interview that he did.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, don't forget about the interview that he did where he messed up and said he don't know who at fault, but it ain't him. So if it's not you, then turn over the phone. So what are you hiding in the phone? Yeah. At the end of the day, they could subpoena the phone records, so they're going to find out anyway. So I don't know why he's holding on to it. This just making you look guilty. Yeah. What did you say in the aftermath that you don't want them to find out? That's problematic. I have a problem with that. You said you was cooperating with everybody. You said you was cooperating with the law. Well, they need your phone. Hand it over.
Well, yeah,
what?
no.
Perry got a crazy theory.
I agree with you, but I'm assuming that you guys thinking he don't want to hand over the phone for evidence about this case. I think he don't want to hand that phone over because all your shit is there, right? And I think it was some Epstein shit going on, not about the set. I think.
Okay, Perry, stop! Just stop. What are you
no. Okay. I'm saying this, right? I'm saying this. I don't think nobody on the panel think that man went out there and actually shot this woman.
It was an accident.
On purpose, right? Okay. So, and I don't think, I think whatever happened, you know, the mistakes that happened. But I think I got this one drama thing going on. I don't need the Epstein shit to come up. I'm telling you, that's why he ain't turning his damn phone over. There's other hidden secrets. I'm saying that phone got some other hidden shit in there. He'll be sitting right along with Prince. What's his damn name? They're
gonna find it anyway, though. I mean, they would have to. If I was innocent, this is a big situation. If I was innocent, I'd be like, take my phone, whatever you need, take the clothes I had on that day, do what you got to do. Figure this thing out. But it wasn't me, and it was truly an
they're not
accident.
gonna. If he has a girlfriend, if he's cheating, they're talking about this case. They're not
Well,
gonna
I know
spread
they're
his-
talking about the case, but when you get a phone up, like if they ask for, let me just see a certain phone number that you could have called. That phone got more than just that set on there.
But Perry,
It got the videos
The
he's
police
watching, who the hell he's hooking up with. I mean, it's a lot of stuff that can come out.
stop watching Perry Mason. You watch too much TV. Listen, no, I'm serious. This makes no sense. Like,
Well-
even if he had a new girlfriend, a new family, whatever, the police are not going to release that information to the public. They're
Okay. So,
investigating
then
the
ask
case.
yourself this: why isn't he giving up the phone then? He don't want nobody else to see that shit that's in his phone. I'm trying to tell you.
Whatever,
You know,
Perry.
you
You're
let
corrupting the
police can
chat.
see
Look
it.
at this.
Stuff
They
get
said you're
leaked.
right, Sam. They said you're
I'm
right.
telling you. I am not gonna sit here and think this man purposely shot that woman. So
No.
now, at that case, I think it was an accident. How it happened, I can't explain it, right?
Mhm.
Somebody should have double checked and all this stuff. I agree. But,
Yeah, but you're
the phone, though, that part, he ain't gonna give it up.
Perry. I can't.
He don't want to give it up. He's clearing that phone right now. He don't know what kind of cheating sites he was on.
Perry, you are just
No, I'm saying I don't.
Perry, stop. You're calling the man cheating.
Okay, well, I
and
mean,
he's like
okay.
a
Can
Jeffrey
you come up with a better
Epstein.
explanation? Can one of you ladies come up with a better explanation why he don't want to get his phone up?
Well, it's not that. That's ridiculous.
Well, can you come up with one?
You know what I think, Terry? I think he was texting and calling. You know, when you in panic mode, he was texting and calling, and he might have said some things that he doesn't want them to see. Now, I truly believe 100% it was an accident. But what did you know and not know that you might have said to your wife on the phone, that you might have texted and said, that you maybe text somebody and they just told you to shut up? There's no way in this world that I will hold back my phone. I don't care if I had nude pictures in there of other women. I don't care, who I was doing what to. If you need my phone to investigate and clear my name off of this situation, here's the phone.
Okay.
Look
and
at
I'll
this.
say this.
He's got everybody.
I get it. I say this. But you're
ridiculous.
not a guy. You're not a guy that's been out here with Epstein Island and doing all this freaky shit.
Perry, let me
Okay.
change the subject for you. Make me mad. You are a mess.
No. For real, Shred. What I'm saying is, it's no logical reason. Even listen, ladies. Even if you did something and you accidentally shot this person, you distraught. There's no reason for you to be texting somebody something off base, right? You'd be like, damn, oh my God, this happened. I don't know what happened. You know what I'm saying? He ain't discussing. No, I don't know. He ain't turning that damn phone over for other reasons outside of this. I'm telling y'all right now.
It really doesn't make sense. I don't. It really doesn't make sense. I'm baffled. Let's talk about Nicki Minaj. Oof. This one's got me shook.
It's interesting.
Dropped the case against Nicki, but not Kenneth, who are supposed to be working hand in hand. They're husband and wife.
Right.
She's supposed to know that he's harassing. That doesn't make sense to me. What's going on? Did she get paid off? Did
Yeah.
she pay her off?
Yeah.
But then,
yeah.
Or
Yeah, paid off.
She took the money. This could be, she took the money and they're doing it in stages. First, we're going to drop Nicki because this attorney is cocky. I told you so, basically.
You know what, though?
And
Maybe, you know what? I just thought about it because when you first said it, when you opened up the show and talked about it, I was like, damn, well, why didn't she drop it on Kenneth? But, and then you said, why is attorney so, cocky, right? But once you sign that settlement, she don't sign some papers. I cannot no longer talk about this shit. I can't say nothing, right? And if you just pay them off, they got to come out and sound like we was going to beat her down anyway, and we going to do this, right? And then maybe they do have to take it in stages. Let's take her off because that's messing up her businesses. You know what I'm saying? You know, what kind of deals that she could be having and stuff like that. And then we'll get cocky and act like, since we paid her off and she signed on the line, you know, because once you do that, you're their victim, okay? And now we can just go go ahead and clear Kenneth too and say, yeah, we told you she was a lying. You know, I'm clearing my language up.
We're not Diva, it's gonna be me and you from now on. I can't.
Well, I mean,
Carrie, you are so ridiculous. Huh?
Right. They said Perry's 100% right. Listen, I think with this Nicki Minaj situation, first of all, this Jennifer chick, right? She went on the real crying, carrying on, saying she was being harassed, she was scared for her life, and she wanted them to pay. Not pay in terms of dollars, but just pay for what they was doing because she thought it was wrong. She had us all reeled in that day she was on the reel. We here sympathizing with her, crying with her, and now you're going to take the sentiment. Now, I will say this. I think the problem that she had where they got Nicki's name dropped is for the simple fact of she never actually had Nicki Minaj's direct number. She kept claiming that someone will call her and then Nicki got on the phone. So you can easily dispute that in court. How are you saying I'm harassing you? Do you have my number? Did I ever physically call you, text you, or whatever? So, and she said she had to keep moving and running because they was doing all of this stuff to her. So that's probably how they got Nicki's name dropped off of it. And she probably signed some paperwork, but I do believe, like you said, some money might have been exchanged allegedly. And once you sign, like Perry said, once you sign and you agree to take money, now you got to shut your mouth. And so now that they got her mouth shut, they're going to probably, like you said, slide and get Kenneth off too.
But here's the thing, and I don't want to victim shame, but I'm looking at you sideways.
Give me the side eye.
I'm looking at you. I'll give you the side eye. So when it comes to R-ing somebody or something so important, and you settle.
No, I get it. I mean, you know,
I think Nicki, she didn't really settle. Like they dropped Nicki's name off because she didn't have enough evidence.
I think she settled. To take Nicki name off, period. You look like a liar. Because you claim she did all of this. Why are you taking her name off the lawsuit?
Because I mean, you went and checked your bank account and you seen that money in there, and he's like, okay, let me go and sign these damn documents. No, I'm telling you this, like you get people every day. I mean, okay. Most people want justice, right? But sometimes it depends on if what happened to me 10 years ago, do it still affect me now? Am I better off with justice or some cash in my damn account? Do you know what I'm saying? And like justice justice don't pay like that. They ain't putting no cash in your account. That person may be held accountable.
I can't.
That did you wrong.
I can't. So
I'm only saying, you step on my shoe, you can say I'm sorry, but if you want to make a settlement, give me a couple dollars, hey, good. Pain go away.
Let's start taking some calls because I can't. Hi, Amuse. How are you?
Hi, everyone. I'm good, thank you.
So you're from England. Let's let everybody know that. We know, but I'm just in case you're new. Are you shocked that the Queen is throwing her precious Andrew under the bus?
Yes and no at the same time. I think now the royal family need to protect themselves. They need to protect the monarchy. So that's why he's been stripped of all his military titles and royal duties. I think they're distancing him from the family as well, and he has to defend himself and pay for it himself.
I think it was you who told me that he is the Queen's favorite, right?
Yeah, he is her favorite son, but I mean, at the end of the day, the monarchy is more important than her son.
Do you believe the rumors that they think he's guilty?
Yeah, they must do. Well, the funny thing is, do you know what his nickname used to be? Randy Andy.
I can believe it.
That's what he's known as, Randy
I can
Andy.
believe it, and
No.
I think they know he's guilty from the things like they seen him grow up in this damn palace. He bringing the girls in, let me go and show you the palace. What's that noise in that room? Yeah,
Perry, stop! Just stop, Perry, stop!
No, but that's what they've always called him.
What does Randy Andy mean? Am I being slow?
Randy, maybe it's like a British Randy,
What does Randy Andy mean?
horny.
Thank you.
I can't. Y'all need
No, I'm telling you, Randy Andy. That's his shit.
Stop. Okay, Perry, stop.
No, people do it all the time. They take advantage of their stuff. Like, oh, you like to see the palace? Huh?
Perry. Listen, Muse. Have you heard the rumors that if he's found guilty, he's going to be put into exile? Remember, I said that a couple days ago. Do you see that? I can't look in the chat. You guys are crazy. I forgot my question. They're calling him horny. Did he act?
No, that's what it means. Randy's like, that kind of thing.
I mean, for me, when he brings that chicken to that palace, that song come on.
Yeah.
He's so horny.
Okay, Perry. Did before all of this came out, did he have a reputation for he was married to Fergie, right?
Yeah, and they gave her a hard time.
Mm-hmm.
They gave her a very hard time. But I mean, he's always been known to be a bit of a
ladies man,
a player, ladies man, yeah. But
that's why I said, they're not shocked about this behavior. He just went too far this time, and he's in too deep, and they don't have time for it.
Yeah, the monarchy needs to protect their legacy. They can't let it go just because of Randy Andy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He may be the favorite son or whatever, but the Queen's not done all this. It's as much as it's the Queen, it's not just her. It's a whole.
We're joking around, but this
legacy. There's a whole legacy there. So
no, it's a serious case, Sharrell. I get it. I understand that, but I'm saying but I think at certain times people say they fight injustice, but many people settle for financial means. Okay, and I'm only just saying, and if that's their trade-off, they want to accept. That's fine. And sometimes it really makes financial sense. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes just take the settlement.
You know what it does though, with disheartening when they settle for the financial and not the justice. It makes it harder for those that come after them.
Thank you, Diva.
Happens to them. And it's almost looked like as a joke. So you were in so much pain, you were violated, this happened to you, that happened to you, and initially you wanted justice, but now if I show you $200,000 or $300,000 or $500,000, all of a sudden it takes away all of that.
Yeah.
So and my thing is, you can still allow this person to go to court and serve their guilty verdict if they are guilty, and it happens, and you can still do a civil suit after. So why up front would you just settle for the money and then have to shut your mouth, and then later on you want to come back and say something? I don't think that's right, and I think it diminishes when people come behind you and want to say XYZ happened to me.
Yeah.
I get it, Diva. But the only question I have for you is, where the hell I sign? Where did I sign for my damn check?
Perry,
I'm only telling you. Okay,
Perry.
Now people can say they get pleasure out of. Okay, yeah. Well, we prosecuted him and he got 6 years. Okay, he could possibly get out at 4. At the end of the day, that shit don't mean nothing. And while you sitting there starving and shit, moving around, hey, where is my damn check?
But you know what, Perry? A lot of people settled with Epstein before it came to this big head. Had they maybe not settled and took it all the way to court, maybe he wouldn't have been able to destroy so many lives after that, because he would have paid the price. He would have paid the piper. So you need someone to say, okay, yes, this happened to me. I don't care if you come at me with $1 million, $2 million, $10 million. I want justice to be served. So the world would have known, stay away from this man. And he actually got convicted. When people get away with stuff, that's where monsters are created. That's where we're dealing with this Prince Andrew right now. He's been getting away with stuff for years. And now here we are. He's out of control, and it's at the end of the road. So the whole family. They're responsible for the monster they created in him.
I get what you're saying, right? I get what you're saying. Yeah, no, I mean, if you feel rightly wrong, you should pursue justice, right? A lot of people, just in my opinion, don't trust into the courthouses, like the system, right? So even if you go that far and go through all this, some people still, when people get sentenced to a little short term, 2 years, you don't feel justice. And you feel like my whole life was messed up because of these reasons. If $300,000 to $500,000 can change your damn life, I think you feel more. No. I'm only saying now. I mean, you still got these horrible memories and stuff. I'm not saying that goes away.
Perry, what's 300, 500?
Huh? What?
What's worth 300, 500,000?
I don't know. I mean, what's worth it?
Not a life-changing amount, is it?
Huh? Yeah, huh?
The thing, she said it's not a life-changing amount, but the thing is, what I'm saying is, Perry, they can still do both. Don't do it the flip way. Don't take the money and shut up. Go to court and you can still do a civil suit.
Right. Okay. Right. But can they do a civil suit? Well, if they lose the court case, and it could possibly happen, because if you battle somebody with money and then you don't have any money with the laws and stuff, I mean, unless you got a strong ass case and you get to have everything, you know what I'm saying? You get to have this DNA,
the evidence,
photos of him poking you and all this stuff.
Okay, let me change the subject.
Well, no.
Lisa, is Nicki Minaj guilty?
Hell yeah. She was like, man, she was right there with her husband harassing that girl. I don't know why that girl would drop. I have both their names on there, and I would go for it. Like Perry said, some money had changed hands soundly, and that gets on my nerves because you have women out there who be suffering from this stuff for years. People think rape. I mean, my fault. I forgot. People think sexual. People think sexual assaulted can go away. It does not go away. Believe me, I am a victim of it. It does not go away. And we just heard that like 2 years ago with the woman with the judge in Washington. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you, Lisa, if you're a victim of sexual assault, do you think that Jennifer got, Kenneth got convicted of being guilty.
Yeah,
why wouldn't she go through with
harassment? I think it's about the harassment.
You think she's lying?
No, I don't think she's lying. I believe they was harassing. I believe Nicki was harassing her because Nicki.
Why drop Nicki?
I don't, like Pebble said, some money had changed his hands or something like that, and then
maybe they didn't have enough evidence.
Yeah, that's true too. So
I think it was the evidence. I think Nicki got dropped because of the evidence, because it's not like Nicki called her directly from her phone. She even said it on the real interview that someone called on Nicki's behalf and said, listen, Nicki's going to call you at XYZ time. But it's not like Nicki even used her phone, allegedly. It's, she got the call and then she said Nicki got on the phone. So she never got directness from Nicki Minaj. So she didn't have enough evidence. And then also they said that in her court documents, in the interview she did on the Real, stuff wasn't matching up. So here's the problem with these people doing these interviews. You know what they say? And I'm not saying this girl's not telling the truth. But they said when you tell the truth, you remember some form of it. But when you tell a lie, you don't remember any of it, really. So what happens is they say one thing in these court documents, and then they want to go around doing these interviews, and then a good lawyer is going to match this stuff up. Yeah. And if they find one little hole, they're going to see, well, here you said this, and then over here in the document you said that. And then they could throw the whole thing out. I'm sorry, Lisa, go ahead. And I'm also sorry for what happened.
You telling the truth, Diva. With these good lawyers, you better believe Nicki Minaj got a good darn lawyer. And you believe his team is looking through every darn thing she done said on social media, these interviews. They're going to punch a hole in it.
Mm-hmm. I'm not trying to blame the victim.
Once they punch that hole in it, they're going to come back at her.
But for some reason, I'm just looking at Jennifer. I'm disappointed.
Well,
it just,
I
it
didn't
just
really
looks
file the case
suspect.
no way. So, I mean, I'm not a real, no come to Nicki, I'm not a big real Nicki fan. So I only heard about it when it was on Wendy Williams show. And I heard about it then. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I'm not really crazy about nobody who married somebody who assaulted somebody. That's not me because I believe if he go out there, he did the first thing, he gonna go out and do it again. You know what I'm saying? So that's
You
how
think
I feel
Kenneth?
about it.
You think Kenneth could do it again?
Yeah,
Being married to
he
Nicki
did.
Minaj
Yeah, he
and
did the
being in the
first
public
time.
eye? What?
And
You know the problem I have with the story, Sharrell. He did it. She said, right. He went to jail for attempted murder. I mean, not murder, attempted,
Fine.
R.
Yeah.
So he did his time.
Right.
So what? So you don't want anybody to ever have any redemption? I have trouble. I need to know more of these details because my problem is he did this to you. He did his time, and then he got out. So do you want to keep
I
knocking me
think what's the
down? I did
problem.
my time. He
I
did his
think what the
Yeah, I
time.
think it
problem
was because
was,
he
D,
wasn't
was
signing. He
I
No.
he
think
had to
what's the problem.
register.
I think that was
That
the
was
problem.
her
That's what the
problem,
problem
right?
came in at. I think that was the problem came in at. When it
Right.
hit the
The
news,
problem
when
is
it
he
hit
was
the
mad that he
media,
didn't register as
yeah,
I don't know, can I say this?
sex
A
offender.
sex offender,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
my thing is, why are you still following this person
Oh,
afterwards?
it's tricky. Hold on. We're touching a deep subject here. Let me read this
Yeah.
really quick. I heard it was more to the story. She was trying to scam Nicki. Also, the system jammed Kenny. He was 16 at the time and they made him plead guilty. I
Now,
don't know, Diva, about letting a go ahead, Perry.
well, no, I'll say this though, right? Like just with the law set up, and a lot of young men. I'm not defending Kenneth.
Mhm.
Just saying, just in general,
Right.
when things go down like that, if a girl go back the next day and say, "Oh, I was art," right,
Mm.
or whatever, even they could have been considered. They could have climbed through your damn back window into your room, right?
Mhm.
Sometimes the law can do it and give this man this false rap. I mean, I'm not saying he didn't do it or he did, but I'm just saying it was younger, and then maybe it was wrong what he did, but the guy did do his time for it. Say
Right.
if he did his time.
Yeah.
So
Do
why
you
is this
trust
girl?
Jennifer's lawyer?
Huh?
Do you trust Jennifer's lawyer?
Jennifer.
I don't think the dispute is his innocence or guilt, right?
Right.
And then Callie put in the chat that she gets notified if he doesn't register.
What
But
Mhm.
I mean, shouldn't someone else handle him not registering? So if I got a notification that my, ex, the person that did this to me didn't register, shouldn't I just call the law and let them handle it? Like, I don't like, why am I out there? I don't know. Like,
I
we
think it
gotta
has
have
a
a
lot.
talk
This is
about
You
it.
know
touchy.
what? It's probably because he's married to Nikki and she's
Yeah,
trying to get more
that's
money
the
and get
reason.
money out of
Yeah,
it. But
that's
what
first
happened
thing.
was he was 16, she was 16. And back then, the courts was not in favor of a black man. So they pressured him to file guilty or plead guilty because it was a consensual thing, but she came back and said that she was R.
Right.
So, and then the judge, of course, the prosecutors they kind of pushed him into saying he was guilty.
So y'all saying, listen, you're saying that the victim, Jennifer, is looking really suspect, and you think that she knows that Nicki Minaj has money and it possibly could be flipped?
Yep. She's trying to just get money, extort money out of him. Because why is she so worried about him and Nikki when it's supposed to be the justice system that's making sure he's registered?
Hold on, I need another opinion.
I
Let me bring
mean,
up
but,
Corey.
but
Then
you
I'll
got
say
to
this.
you
How,
got to look
I
at
think-
but you got to
how old
look
is
at it
Kenneth
though.
right now? How old is Kenneth right
I
now?
think he's like
Anybody
40,
know?
isn't he?
Okay, so
Around
40.
there,
Like say,
39,
Yeah.
40.
So he
say
served
we
his
say
time.
40, right? We say 40, right? So that's 24 years, right?
But I don't
And
care if it's 100 years.
well,
If you,
no. I get it. No, but what I'm trying to say is, if the guy, if somebody do something bad to you and do their time, typically it's nothing you can do after that point. That person did that time.
I don't
But even
think
if
that's
she
the
wanted
issue.
to take some kind of civil action against him, why didn't she take it from him when he was 22.
Oh, this is
No,
complicated.
I think what the issue.
I'm only asking a
I think-
question.
But now this is the problem right here. This is the problem. Didn't nobody not know nothing about her. I'm for real. Until the media started looking her up. Why he what he charged with? Because it was on the Wendy Williams show. Wendy Williams show's like got like goes around the world or something, send away the talk show. So you got people want to know.
After he married Nicki, that's when all of it resurfaced.
Yeah, that's
No,
what
I
I'm
think
talking
it
about,
all
when it came
started.
out. When it all
No,
started,
I think the whole thing.
sex registered.
Let him you say it. It's about
Yeah, I think what the whole
issue.
issue. Yeah, the Jennifer's issue was she. I don't think she would be bothering them at all. It's because he didn't want to register anymore, because if he registers, their address will be public. So Nicki didn't want it public, and that's why the harassment started. And then
Let's
that's
see
why
what Corey
Jennifer
has to say.
No.
Corey,
So she's not. I don't think Jennifer's thing is about him doing time or whatever. He's done his time. That was that. She was going to just live her life like how she's been doing. But it's when they wanted her to do something so he doesn't have to register. Like, I don't know what it
They
was.
wanted her to take back her original statement that she did years ago, saying that he did it to her. So then that way everything could be reversed and he would never have to register.
okay, hold on, everybody. Corey, this is a sticky situation. It's touchy. I don't know why I always bring up the touchy subjects. What is your thought on the? I know. Why did I think? Because it's really.
It's good to see you back, though, Sharrell.
Thank you. I feel better. Corey, what do you have to say about this?
Okay, first of all, this was not consensual sin at all. Him and his gang were in this house. She was on her way to school. He snatched her off the street. One. And if after he got through with her, then the rest of his gang was gonna have fun with her. Okay. Ooh. So no, none of this. This is not about Nicki. This is not about Nicki's money. They chased her out of New York. One, the whole entire gang chased her out of New York, bothered her family for decades until she had to keep
Corey,
moving.
If what she's saying is true, why did you drop Nicki's name?
Because Nicki put her own self in it. Yeah. Nicki called one of the gang hoods that she mentioned on her radio station. So
why not hold Nicki responsible for that?
Because she put herself in it. Had Nicki stayed out of it and not offered this girl some money for her daughter.
It's not a good look when you drop Nicki, but keep Kenneth up there.
Well, you know what? She probably dropped it so she can get some justice.
And it's not about the look, it's the evidence.
Corey, why do you say that again? Why do you think she dropped Nicki from the case?
So she could get some justice. Because, listen, he did not register as a sex offender because his address would have been public. No, he did it because he thought because he was married to Nicki Minaj, he didn't have to do this anymore. He thought her fame and her fortune could buy him away off the sex offenders list.
Okay.
He done what he was supposed to have done, none of this would have happened, and this would have stayed dead and buried. But no, he didn't do what he was supposed to do, and then Nicki brought herself into it by sending one of her hoods to the girl and offering her money to recant her whole entire story so she can go to jail for perjury. No.
And also another thing for Jennifer to bring it up is nothing can happen to her because it's well known now. You know what I mean? You've been getting harassed and everything. You know, she could have been taken out.
No,
but
they
now
can still find her missing.
So I mean, I know, but it'll be not to say they couldn't.
So if Kenneth would have just published his address, right, would it be a dead issue for the chick?
Yeah.
Corey? It would have been. It would have.
Yeah, if he had did what he was supposed to do, it would have been a dead issue.
Because then nobody would leave. He not care. He not know about Jennifer. You know what I'm saying? He should have did the right thing. So to me,
But
I don't care about him or his. I don't care about him or his wife. Nikki, you knew the mess she was getting into. You knew the whole story when you married this man. Okay, so I don't feel sorry for you or him. Okay, both y'all can go jump in the lake of fire for
Ooh.
Because
You know
he's
what I'm
not even
saying?
supposed to be
Damn.
around his own child because he's a
That's
sex
what I'm
offender.
talking about. So
Okay,
I don't
okay.
give a damn none about his ass. Because they should have.
This is another question I got for the panel.
Okay, hold on,
right?
Perry. Let me read this
Oh.
really quick, and then I'll let you go. The
Okay.
victim stated he did not like being married to a superstar and still having to register as an offender. So they asked her to recant.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what we were
Right.
saying.
No, I
Go
get
ahead,
it. I
Perry.
get it. I mean, so maybe they went to her and asked her for all this stuff. But what I'm saying is, if that was the case, couldn't they have just reported this to the authorities and then they would have took action? I mean,
You would
California
think,
state
right?
can take action.
instead of this being a civil thing, right? Just report this guy is this, but he's not registering himself. Wouldn't that be something the authorities would take care of?
You would
That's why I'm
think.
sort of getting confused.
You
Because this
think
person's
so, but
coming
it
back
doesn't always
after
work
he
like
did
that.
his time. He did his time for what he did to her, right? I'm not. I mean, I wasn't there. I don't know how this whole thing went down. But
Yeah, the state
he
of
did his
California
time.
did.
According legally, he did his time. So couldn't they just call the authorities and have them go fix this? Or is this person, I mean, still after financial means by
But
keep
the
messing
but
with
the,
them?
No,
but the
it's hard to
authorities
The
did.
say.
state of California
The
did do it
authorities
though.
did fix it though.
I
That
think
was
in New
get
York.
all
I'm
this.
leaning towards what they're saying, right? It makes a lot of sense. He no longer wanted to register as that. He felt like it was probably his right now. He did his time. Enough is enough because you have to register the rest of your life.
Okay.
So
Yeah, and at
again,
16 years old,
right. So again, he's married to Nicki Minaj. They don't want their stuff public. And so they asked her. She did say that on the Real when she was on the Real that they asked her to recant her story. But imagine going back and recanting your story like that's going to make you look extremely crazy. So they was asking her to do something that could potentially get her in a whole bunch of trouble too. And then they was trying to throw money at her to make her say yes. But the implications that would have happened to her for going back and recanting her story was big. And that's when all the harassment and everything started. But my thing is because to me, it wouldn't make sense to you're just pissed because he didn't register. But now it makes more sense to me to say that it wasn't just because he didn't register, it's because he doesn't want to ever register and he wants her to take it back because that would be his only way of never having to register again. Because once you're accused of that, for life, you got to register.
Life.
Mm-hmm.
Life. Let me read this really quick. Would never listen. As a sex offender, Ken cannot be alone with his own son. Ooh. Honestly, if Ken had a good attorney years ago, no time would have been. What is that?
Received.
I think.
Read court documents. Watch Andrew's case.
The Sydney is the most fair county court in the U.S. Okay.
Let me bring up more evidence. Hi, evidence. How are you?
Hey, evidence.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Hope you're well.
Let
How
me
are
say
you
this
guys?
before you start talking. I am completely shocked that the Queen agreed to start taking things away from Andrew. Are you?
oh yeah, I just saw it on the news again.
I don't think so. I think maybe her hand was twisted. She had to. She had no choice. And to be honest,
You
it hasn't gone
so you
further
believe
enough.
the rumors that behind the scenes they think he is guilty and they're preparing for a guilty verdict?
Oh, sorry. By the way, I should have just said I've only just come in as well. I missed everything you said, but I am keeping up with Prince Andrew. Do you think that? Say that again. Do you think that they're gonna say that he's guilty?
Do you think that the rumors are true? The rumors are. Remember, I did a story on this that it was Prince Charles pressuring the Queen to strip him of his title and put him into exile if found guilty, and people were saying that was never going to happen. Say it again.
Well, he is her favorite child. I do think that he will have to hide out if he's not hiding out right now. he is not favorable right now. He's all over the press. He's all over TV.
So you guys are finally talking about it over there?
Well, they have been talking about it. It has been commentary. It is hot topic, and it's just an interesting time of how it's come about. I'm not sure if you're aware that it's the Platinum Jubilee in February, which means it's 70 years that the Queen has been a monarch, and it's the first time that anyone has ever done that. So I'm just intrigued about the timing of it all. As to
I
why
don't know your history, but has anyone in history in the royal family been accused of such heinous crimes?
No, this is unprecedented. I've read in the news that it's unprecedented that this has happened. They've been
Back in the day,
accusations,
yeah.
you know
back in the day,
going to court.
you know back what I'm her side. You know, back in the day, you know, Prince Andrew dated a porn star.
Stop.
Yeah.
Stop.
He did.
And he cheated on Fergie, but
yeah,
he cheated on Fergie a lot. And
he dated a porn star. Come on, y'all.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
I told you, Randy Andy.
Also, on the
He dated a porn
I
star.
don't
He's not
remember
the first.
the
He's not the
80s.
first.
They say he did, Sharrell.
When they
Why are you laughing, Diva? This is unbelievable. What?
Don't you not know? But Cheryl, look at this. Don't you remember what's that back in the day? What when that man was around in England, he was killing off folks. They called him the man was killing all the prostitutes.
Jack the Ripper.
Yeah,
Jack the Ripper.
You know, they say members of the royal families and they accuse members of the royal family of doing it. They sure did.
I'm not sure about that, but there's precedent in the family for
Prince
that.
Andrew did it.
I do want to make a point that he
that
should be
one of
stripped
them
of his
all the royal
title. They
families
haven't gone
doing it.
further enough. He's still being called the Duke of Edinburgh. So I don't know if there's going to be... It's all official capacity.
No, he's Duke of York, isn't he?
Oh, sorry, Duke of York.
Duke of
yes,
York.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, Evidence. Last question. Do you think Virginia Giuffre will take a settlement from Prince Andrew?
If she takes a settlement, either way, she's got the ball in her court right now. She could say a number, and he will give it, just to get this over and done with, because it's extremely embarrassing right now. And the fact that in February...
Why would she do that? He violated her.
But at the end of the day, it's a civil case. If she does take him to court and she's found guilty, does that reduce... It's not a criminal case. I'm not a lawyer either, so I'm trying to understand what would she gain from him being guilty, other than will she receive any compensation?
Well, what about justice?
Well, that I understand. I am with her. I condemn everything that he's done, but if he's found guilty, it will be disgusting. It will be like a stain on the Queen's history of ever ruling this country. And it'll be huge. And he will try every ounce of his being to not go to court and make a settlement.
But let me say this.
It's gonna open up a lot of
I mean, but look, I mean, just on the funny side to make us laugh after all this secret.
And this is too heavy.
Hey, look how they did our black princess that went over there. Now, yeah, look how they did Megan. Now, her favorite in trouble. They never had to strip Megan or nothing.
My baby.
They did.
My baby.
Excuse me, guys. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I gotta go. I'm glad to see you guys all well. Sharrell and Perry.
Hey, thank you.
Love you guys.
Bye, Corey. Take care. Take care. All right, we're up on an hour. Let me read this really quick. SDNY stands for Southern District of New York. Over 90% conviction rate. Why do you think 45 is shaking?
Oh yeah, really shaking.
All right, you guys, this hour went by quick, but these are some serious cases that we're following, because even though Nicki Minaj was dropped, Kenneth Petty's still on the line, so we got to follow that. I'm going to follow this Prince Andrew case, because this is unprecedented.
It's unprecedented.
Open up the door. I'm talking about
Megan is sitting back laughing.
That is so messed up.
They're gonna open up a door. I promise they're gonna open up the door against Clinton and Trump and all the rest of those men. You thought they gonna get away with it because
you have a feeling that
Maxwell,
you're saying with this Prince Andrew case that all the men named are going to start coming out. You think so?
Well, especially Trump, because if he wanted to sleep with his own daughter, he went with some of them girls.
It's a list of names involved in this case.
You look back at that Netflix, and you look back at that Netflix thing. They talking about that SM man. One of his servants had said Bill Clinton was allegedly sleeping with a young girl.
I have a question. Has the victim asked if she wants to go all the way? Has she vocalized?
Well, all them old men dirty anyway. So.
Yeah, everybody remember Monica.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna wrap this up.
No, I'm just keeping it real.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
You didn't have sexual relations. Yeah, all relations.
Okay, you're gonna leave me on that note, Lisa. Wow.
By the way, with Nicki Minaj, allegedly, she could be potentially a victim of her husband as well, because they were dating when she was younger and he was older.
Oh God, Amuse, please, that's enough.
Yeah,
that was her high school love.
Yeah,
but he was.
It's too much for me. Anyway, thank you guys for calling in. I appreciate the call. These were some heavy topics, but I'm still following these cases. It's enough. It's a mess.
I can't wait. I know makeup.
I know.
I'm really looking forward. I must be sick. The case I'm looking for the most is the Prince Andrew case.
He violated Jennifer. He violated Jennifer, his game. Now, I do not care about him. I said, you knew what you were doing, Nicki, when you married him. I don't give a care, okay? Hey, jump in the lake.
She could be a victim herself, to be honest. Could be like
he is a sexual offender, and go sit down somewhere because you knew.
Damn.
Okay, I don't care. Well, nobody know nothing about this if he would have registered.
Yeah,
like
she could be a Stockholm syndrome. Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. Thank you so much. I'm gonna end things here because I'm coming back with another video. Thank you, Sin. Oh,
okay. Thank you. Good to see you.
Have a good evening.
Take care. Okay.
Thank you, Lisa, for being so vocal.
Yes.
Thank you, Evidence, for calling in. I appreciate it. These are some serious cases. I got this super chat really quick. Prince Charles was close friends with Jimmy Savile. Who's that? Savile, who was a known offender. Diana hated Jimmy. He tried to help give them advice on their marriage. Can you Google this? Yeah, Jacqueline. Yeah. Let me write that down.
Yeah, I tell you what. I mean, I ain't Googling a damn thing because I know this guy is a freak, in my opinion.
This is unheard of. Yeah, it's unheard of. I'm gonna follow this.
I mean, you know how people love going to see the palace. You know what I'm saying? I can imagine seeing them. Oh, girl, come in, let's see the palace. Come into my room and polish my trophies. Come on now. I mean, you're a freak. But I don't think it's going to go to court. That's just my serious opinion. Whether right or wrong, if a person should make a settlement, that's not on Perry, okay? It's not on Perry. But I don't think it's going to court. I think it will be some kind of settlement. And that way, mama can have her baby back.
Okay, I wanted to thank everyone for your super chats.
You get somebody to control everything.
Harry is a mess. I'm not. Okay. I want to thank everyone for your super chats. You don't have to support the channel, and you do so. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Sorry, the topics were so heavy, but that's what's going on in Hot Topics today. All right, guys, on 3, let's say bye. 1, 2, 3. Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.